It's been over a year since July 19th, 2015, the day Nightmind entered the YouTube realm. Since then, we've gone through the Sundiverse, explored secrets of creepypasta and online storytelling long considered lost, and made a lot of discoveries in awesome original media. I've been given hundreds of requests that cover so many stories and creations, but a request I've had since the beginning of the channel that's been brought up every month by many viewers has gone unanswered. Until now. Tonight, I'm very happy to introduce the official Nightmind Patreon. You guys asked for it, and kept asking for it, and my response has always been that I wanted to truly earn it and show you what I'm capable of doing before even considering this. Now, with so much of the foundation of the channel laid in stone and put on display, and with another major example of what I plan to bring to the table coming up very, very soon, I feel it's finally time to open up the gates. I love doing Nightmind. This channel is my life. Everything outside of it has largely just been noise, and every time I've had to attend unavoidable weekly commitments that kept me from working on this channel when I seriously needed to, it pained me to know that my time wasn't being used to produce content for you and work on the mission of Nightmind. I've had to sacrifice so many hours that I knew could have gone to the channel and didn't have a choice but to suffer through it. I spent week after week away from my workstation thinking of the channel and you, my community, as I put in time for the commitment I've been serving. The way I feel, Nightmind is my life, but I haven't been able to live it fully. And even though it hurt to carry that reality around with me, I didn't want to jump the gun on Patreon before truly earning it in your eyes. But now, with Patreon, I have a unique opportunity I've been dreaming of. Full-time Nightmind. This opens up so many incredible possibilities I can't even fathom how much can come of it. But before we talk about that, let's get down to what I've spent a lot of time thinking about. How do viewers get true benefits from their donations? How do I reward the kindness of any patrons of Nightmind? I've seen a lot of Patreon accounts, and I know that $1 tiers are usually just a name in the credits and a thank you. In my eyes, you all deserve more than that. For just $1 a month, Patreon members also get one-day early access to all videos and viewership of the Darkroom series, a general topic video with 2 episodes each month. The first Darkroom episode will be an assortment of smaller topics and odds and ends, very similar to last Halloween's Candy Bowl, with much of the content for discussion provided by patrons. The second episode of Darkroom every month will be a much more personal version of the Moonlight Chat, with general questions from patrons, discussion of Nightmind videos after their release as a kind of director's commentary, if you will, and to cap off both Darkroom episodes, a short story reading by yours truly. Ever wished I would do creepypasta narration? Join me in the Darkroom, and I'll read you 2 goodnight stories each and every month. And those stories will, of course, be voted on by Patreon members, with candidates brought up by those members to vote on. I may also have guests from time to time on Darkroom for one-on-one talks. But no matter what, Darkroom occurs twice a month for every patron that submits just $1 or more, and you'll gain access to new videos one day early to their public release. For $5 patrons, everything from the $1 tier is included, as well as bonus material like pictures and video related to prior content that can be fun and interesting, pictures and video of works in progress for sneak peeks, and the power to vote for entries in a brand new channel asset, the Nightmind Storybook. Even if I'll be doing readings in the Darkroom each month of older stories, I know how valuable new work is, and I want to see more of it more often while supporting new writers. I also know how great it can be to hear fresh, talented voices perform readings in addition to familiar faces, and taking those 2 ideas together, I thought up the Nightmind Storybook, a collection of 4 brand new, original short stories submitted by viewers, with maybe 1 or 2 original pieces by names you know, read by myself and 3 guest voices. Inspired by the dedicated work of my friend David King at Midnight Marinara, the storybook will be given full audio drama treatment with sound effects, proper musical placement throughout, and strong audio editing to produce an experience you don't quite get with traditional creepypasta narration. Add in the format of completely new and original stories, and you're receiving narrated horror like never before, given the full Nightmind treatment. Storybook will be published every other month with user-submitted stories voted on for their order of appearance by the community, and the first installment will be in October of this year during the biggest month-long Halloween celebration you've ever seen on YouTube. $10 patrons receive all the prior perks as well as a position on the Nightmind Council, who can submit topics for major media video coverage and vote on order of appearance. Let's face it, YouTube's content ID system isn't getting better anytime soon, and companies just don't understand how fair use laws actually work. But as horrible as that entire system is, the urge to make videos on mainstream media is very strong, and I know how many viewers want reviews on things that will trip the content ID alarm. Patreon makes it possible to make videos like I did for Twin Peaks, which took over 40 hours for the entire venture of making that video happen, only to be denied benefits by Content ID. I won't have to worry about spending massive amounts of time on videos just to be jeopardized by copyright claims with Patreon. I can deliver videos on mainstream media you've been asking for without worrying. I'll be looking to produce a big media video each month, whether it's a Theater 96 production or otherwise, and Nightmind Council members will be involved in seeing what topics arrive in order while supplying subjects to be voted on. In the $15 tier, all of the above perks are included, as well as Moonlight chat treatment for the second Darkroom episode. Remember how I said a good amount of that would be fueled by patrons? Well, in addition to taking patron-provided questions posted in the group, all patrons in this tier will be invited into a live text chat for the general discussion portion of the second Darkroom episode each month. It really will be like a much more personal Moonlight chat, sometimes with a special guest on board you can ask questions of as well. In the $20 tier, you gain everything previously stated and what I'm calling Nightmind Counsel, personal, dedicated advice and guidance on web series and ARG crafting. The video series on building your own dark media monster is coming soon, but this way, if you ever wanted to talk to me about your idea and what advice I have in regards to it, we can have a direct discussion. This does not guarantee night vision coverage. Nothing but true quality and potential in a series guarantees night vision coverage. But I will give personal advice and let you know what I think, what I believe can help, and what tools you can utilize to get your project going and hit the quality bar you're aiming at. For $25, you gain all of the above and are invited to a personal Moonlight chat pre-show before live streaming. Ever feel like you're being drowned out in the text chat when watching a YouTube stream? Now you can be heard in a much smaller, much more intimate room with myself and Moonlight chat guests. These also will not be recorded sessions, so it's as personal as you can get. Except for the last tier. Supporting the Nightmind Patreon is a very generous act in itself, and no matter what you donate, I'm extremely grateful for your kindness and dedication. But if you're so incredibly generous that you submit $50 or more, you gain all of the above as well as voice chat privileges for the Moonlight Chat pre-show. Ever want to be on a podcast? In the pre-livestream show, you can be one of the guests talking with myself, Nick Spheres, David King, and whoever else we have on. And because I still felt that wasn't enough to reward such a generous tier of donation, Nightlife Masters will receive a personal, handmade gift from me. Not a drawing or a note, but an actual, physical, custom-made object. And a handwritten message from me. If you pledge $25 or above, you're entered in a raffle to receive one of the handmade gifts, but Nightlife Masters are guaranteed a prize. There may even be multiple gifts throughout the year. These spots are limited to 5, however, because the handmade gifts will take several hours each to make, and having more than 5 patrons in addition to 4 main speakers in a live chat will be a little chaotic, as I do want everyone to be able to speak and for those in the text chat to get equal attention and be seen. I've given a lot of thought to these reward tiers, and I sincerely hope they feel respectful and rewarding for you. I want everyone who supports the Patreon to feel like they're getting something worthy in return. If you're supporting me, I want you to know I feel grateful for your kindness. Now let's talk about goals, because I have just 2 lines to hit with this Patreon. As mentioned earlier, Nightmind is my life, or at least I seriously want it to be. This is what I dedicate all of my spare time to, and still the time spent doesn't feel like it's been enough. I want every hour possible to work on this channel and serve its mission of helping new creators produce great new stories and media while getting the recognition they deserve. I want to go full-time, 24/7 Nightmind. The freedom to make this my living will be a blessing I've been looking towards for so long, and I can't even put into words what it would mean to me. So much opportunity would be opened up for the channel and for the mission of Nightmind. We could do incredible things I can't even begin to describe. The goal to set me free and make Nightmind my one and only true commitment is $800. That's it. Less than 2% of my total subscriber count and only about 12% of my Twitter followers. If just 800 viewers put in for only $1 a month, less money than it takes to buy a soda, I could go full-time. That's all it would take to open up my entire schedule to full Nightmind commitment, and it would mean I could easily make the quota of 2 videos each week if there isn't a special occasion. That's at least 8 videos per month, and the 2 episodes of Darkroom for $1 patrons and above would make 10. This would mean more time to put into big new videos, more hours to edit with special effects and extra content, much earlier arrival of new videos, more collaborations, and the ability to deliver much requested videos on things that happen suddenly so much faster than ever before. The moment something happens or a bunch of requests or leads come in at once, I'd be able to jump right on it and have a faster turnaround time for delivery than you've ever seen. And as a patron, you would gain access to the videos a full day before anyone else. It would be a rare occasion for any new videos to jump over that rule, so you can rest assured that $1 perk is fulfilled. Hitting this goal also unlocks something a few of you have been asking for, and something I've been thinking about for a while too: a Nightmind website. What would that be for? Well, for one thing, I pulled together a lot of information, data, and records throughout my investigations that really don't have anywhere to be on display in one clean, organized fashion, and having full articles and online case files to accompany videos would be pretty helpful for all viewers who want to look deeper. It would also be a great place for some long-form writing, articles, and guides on different aspects of creating all sorts of media, and of course a community center that would be built, like a forum. As for the rest of it, well, you know I enjoy keeping my surprises a secret. Just know that there's a lot of great work that can be done with coding, and thankfully, that was the discipline I was learning even before beginning Nightmind. Yes, the site would be built and maintained by me. There may be some hired assistants along the way, but the lead developer would be yours truly. The site would be a work in progress, as websites take a while to build up, and work would be done in between videos and fulfilling Patreon tier rewards, but it would be worked on during all spare hours. I've been itching to get back into website work for a while, and the benefits of having a site to accompany the channel are pretty big. As for the next goal, that's even bigger. For as long as I've had the concept of the Nightmind channel in my brain, there have been two plans that have never changed: the mission statement and the concept of Nightmind Originals. With a goal reached of $1,200 per month, I could begin work on crafting completely original material for the channel, hosting originals other creators have made for premieres, and doing something I'll be working towards whether we do hit this goal or not: the Nightmind Creators Fund. There are a lot of awesome, talented, ambitious young creators out there in all different fields of media crafting and production, and while their talent is obvious from the work they've done, so many of them are blocked from progress by a lack of funding. No money for better equipment, no money for physical resources for a video, no money to hire a professional that's desperately needed for a certain task that no one else can perform, no money to travel or promote their work or gain entry into places where they can show what they've made and chase their dreams. Nightmind is a channel that has always stood for independent creators in the realm of dark, horrifying, psychological, and abstract media making incredible art and gaining the recognition they deserve. Groups like Wham City, who created unedited footage of a bear and This House Has People in It, who fought for the opportunity to show us what they could do for years. Directors and writers like those behind the West Records. Game developers and writers like those building Camdrome. And university students with an idea like Becky and Joel, who started Don't Hug Me I'm Scared on a desire to make a short film, and had no budget to work with for the first episode, calling in favors and gathering whatever materials they could use. There are brilliant, undiscovered talents out there whose work can be as big as any of the huge names we've come to know. With the Nightmind Creators Fund, money earned through both Patreon and YouTube will be put aside to invest in these creators and give them the boost they need to complete their vision, many of which I'm sure may also produce Nightmind originals to premiere on the channel. I've built Nightmind on a bedrock of bringing undiscovered gems to an audience that recognizes great effort put to excellent use. And with a Creators Fund, we can take the next step in supporting the major names of tomorrow and bringing art into the world we otherwise wouldn't have. A Patreon account that also serves as a patron. I know, it's crazy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. The Nightmind Creators Fund will be used with full transparency whenever possible. The only time I foresee the money's path being unseen is when the project it's supporting needs to temporarily be a secret. At all other times, you'll get to see who we've given a hand in helping out, how we did it, and maybe get some sneak peeks and behind-the-scenes gifts in return. Also remember that this goal marker provides the power to produce Nightmind originals, so even if you're not too keen on the Creative Philanthropy Fund, you'll still be seeing major returns for the channel itself. Brand new material made just for Nightmind, and the power to upgrade equipment, programs, and resources for even bigger and better videos comes from this goal being met. Both of these goals could be reached if the crowd of viewers that shows up within just the first 2 hours of a new video's release all submitted only $1. $1 for each member of a group that's smaller in size than every single following I have across all of my social media accounts. And not only would you set me free, you'd be giving more power and ability to the Nightmind channel than ever. And if we're fortunate enough to hit that $1,200 goal, we'd be able to pass on the gift to so many others whose work we enjoy that are trying to make it today. Like all of my videos, this has been much longer than expected, but I'm so thankful for your viewership, and if you're willing to help me even further, your Patreon support. No matter what amount you give, you're going to change my life, and I can't thank you enough for doing it. This is the only dream I've had for well over a year now, and your support of the channel would mean everything to me. Thank you for all you've done, any amount you give to the Patreon, and any support you may show in the future. I love you all more than you may know. Thank you. Once more, I'm Nick Nocturne, and I'll be seeing you again real soon. Sleep tight.